Hello everybody, this is Daniel Babis. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé here on the channel. Alright, so let's get into it. Today, guys, we have a doozy for you. We have a huge situation that is basically ongoing, and this is between Stephanie Davison and Ryan Carr. Now, if you guys watched the episode this past Sunday, you know that things just completely blew up. Things went nuclear between these two. If you're watching the episode, you saw that Ryan Carr and Stephanie went back to her room, and you know, one thing led to another. We're guessing that they had sex, and something happened at one point, and Ryan Carr kind of took off his condom, and Stephanie, basically in the scene, was seen breaking down. She went nuclear on Ryan Carr. Ryan Carr left, and basically was telling her that she was just nuts. So this whole situation just went from not 0, but more like 5 or 10, because it was pretty tense before, to like 1,000 this past episode. But this is not the only thing that there is, guys. There is more to this story. So let's get into it. Let's dive into it, guys, because this is huge news. So it was reported by Starcasm just a few days ago, starcasm.net. You know, if you guys haven't been on the site, you guys should check it out. Awesome site. And basically, it was reported by them that Stephanie came on the internet, on Instagram, and had some remarks to say about what happened. So, according to Starcasm, Stephanie came online and she said this: "These cluster effers that work for this company are going to wish that they never deceived me. I not only was raped while filming, but manipulated to keep filming after I begged to get off set after being bitten hundreds of times by sandflies. But no, they just needed a romantic dinner filmed with Ryan." So she is saying that she was not only raped, but that TLC producers basically badgered her, bullied her into filming, even after she said that she felt very uncomfortable because she was being bit by all these sandflies. She also went on to add that she spent a great deal of time in the hospital, hooked to IVs for the inflammation from the allergic reactions that she had. She says that producers were unwilling to pay for all of her medical expenses, and she concludes that with a lawsuit claim that her attorney has started legal action today. That was, I guess, a day or two ago. And then she says, stay tuned. So now the lawsuit, as of now, seems to be only in regards to her being bit and TLC not covering her medical expenses. It does not look like the lawsuit is for rape, which she's also alleging in this article right here. Not this article, but she's alleging online, actually, on her own. Now, if you guys have been watching other channels, you guys probably know the Celeb Talk guy. Celeb Talk guy did an interview with Stephanie last week. This was before the episode aired, and basically it was a pretty long interview, and they kind of touched on some of these things that she was badgered into doing it. Actually, Stephanie even said that TLC producers even told her, because at one point between when she signed her contract with TLC, or she made the agreement that she was going to appear on the show, and when she actually started appearing on the show, at some point between then, I believe it was like August or something like that, she and Ryan broke up, and she told TLC producers basically right before they started filming that she and Ryan were broken up, and basically she wanted to call off the filming of their sequence. But TLC producers, she says, were badgering her and basically told her, "Look, Stephanie, you got to do this. You know, you can't back out now. Just think about all the stuff that you're going to be missing out on." And she says something along the lines that, you know, you can get famous off of OnlyFans, you can do, you know, Instagram and other stuff. Basically, they were trying to sell her what we've been saying all along, that all these 90 Day Fiancé people do, which is to come on the show and then to try to use that exposure to get big on Instagram, to get big on OnlyFans, to do YouTube and whatnot. It's kind of weird to me to hear Stephanie say that. It's kind of weird to me that TLC producers would use that sales pitch, because this is the thing. If TLC producers are actively going out there and telling people, "Hey, listen, guys, you know, you're gonna get big, you're gonna get famous, just come do the show," that's kind of taken away from the reality aspect of the show. This should be a show about two people that are in love, supposedly, and they're trying to make it work. Someone is trying to come to the U.S., and they're trying to get their K-1 visa. That's what the show is about. Once you start putting this stuff about getting famous and whatnot in people's heads, the show isn't about that anymore. And so it kind of undermines the whole purpose of the show. If it's true, this is really terrible news that TLC producers would be going that route. Now, I will say this, guys. I was watching this video on the TLC YouTube channel about Colt. I believe it's called A Single Life, and about Colt trying to go on the speed dating thing. And one girl was seen just ripping Colt to shreds, like, oh, he lives with his mother, blah, blah, blah. And she was ripping Colt to shreds to the camera. And I thought that was just really odd, because it's supposed to be kind of like just, you know, like two people looking for love. Why would she be ripping Colt to shreds? And then the producers, TLC on the video says that the producer, she says, oh yeah, she is fucking like ripping you or something over there. And it just sounded very unprofessional, the way that the TLC producer expressed herself in that moment, and kind of red flags went in my head. But this was before I saw any of this. So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, a lot of people will not believe Stephanie when she makes all these accusations, but perhaps TLC has done something differently in the past season with the producers. Maybe they hire more inexperienced producers or whatnot. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe there was more pressure on the producers to get these people to do, you know, to see this through, to see this whole romance thing through. I'm not exactly sure, but if you told me this Stephanie thing before I saw that Cole video, I would have said BS. But after seeing that video, I'm saying maybe it's possible. So let's just go on and see what Stephanie says here. So basically, she says that she and Ryan had broke up prior to filming the trip to Belize in October. I think it was at some point in mid-August, she says. And basically, she says that something changed in Ryan during the coronavirus pandemic. That it seemed like it was. She says, this is what she says, that it seemed like it was due to him not having any money or any means to provide for his family. So she's basically saying that that Ryan changed for the worse. And then she says that she called the producer and she says that we're done. She can't take it anymore. And the producers basically bullied her, told her, no, you're not done. And then they went through all of that. And she also goes on to say that the producers came to Grand Rapids, I guess this was before she left to Belize, and stayed around for a few days trying to really push her into doing the show. And so, yeah, look, guys, it's all pretty shocking. So I'm just going to say my thoughts on a few things, because, well, obviously there is one accusation here that looms large. Some of the other accusations, you know, you can have disputes between two people or between a person and a company, and that's fine. But Stephanie here is clearly saying that she was raped. Now, the only thing that we saw on the last episode of 90 Day Fiancé was when, you know, like they had sex in their room. And according to Stephanie, Ryan Carr basically pulled off his condom without Stephanie's knowledge or consent. Stephanie clearly told him that you better wear this condom while we do this, you know, because I haven't seen you for 10 months and I don't know what you've been up to, which is fair game. Also, if you had to try this case in a court of law, if Stephanie was accusing Ryan of rape in a court of law and these were the facts presented to the judge and the jury, they would also look at the fact that just the previous episode or 2 episodes ago, Stephanie was basically begging Ryan Carr to have sex with her. Oh, why didn't you have sex with me the first night? Like, what's going on? She kind of came off as desperate. Also, Ryan Carr, in his defense, said that, yes, in the past, Stephanie came to Belize and she brought condoms, but we never used them. So in his defense, at least this is what he's saying. He's saying that, yes, Stephanie has come before here and she brought the condoms, but it was kind of like this agreement that we had that we just don't use them. She brings them, but we end up not using them. And in his mind, he's kind of saying that this was the same thing as before. Look, guys, I'm not exactly sure. It's a delicate matter, like I said, because they have a history of doing the same thing, right? If they had no history, it would be completely different. Now, having said that, I'm not going to defend Ryan's actions. What he did is not cool. You shouldn't do that. You should always, you know, everything you do, especially when it comes to romance or anything that is very private, everything should be 100% consensual. I am not saying otherwise, don't get me wrong. In regards to everything else, like I said, if what Stephanie is saying is true, it definitely paints a negative picture of TLC, and I have to say personally myself, I have felt like this season has been a little more scripted, and perhaps the producers of TLC were just a little more pushy to create fake drama this season. Obviously, this is what Stephanie is saying. Now, we do know that she's not the first, and she likely won't be the last that is pushing for this whole, the TLC producers, you know, they kind of just run with whatever they want. She's also saying that basically they ran with the whole cougar thing, that wasn't really exactly who she is. She's also dated men that are older, not necessarily just men that are younger, but this was the narrative that TLC producers wanted to push, and so she just went ahead with it, and basically she's saying that this is the narrative that they frame, and it's not really legit, it's not really true, but it is what they felt like would sell more. Look, it's hard to say because we're not there, right? So it's her word against their word. We're not there. But if I have to judge it myself, I do feel like this season is a little more scripted than usual. So perhaps there is some credence to what Stephanie is saying. However, we don't know exactly what is going on. Now, in terms of the other stuff, guys, she's saying that TLC producers didn't pay for any of her medical expenses, or at least didn't pay for all of her medical expenses. I think she also says that she had to take 2 trips or something like that because one of the producers was sick, couldn't make it the first time around, and so she had to pay all of that out of her pocket. Look, I think TLC producers, of course, need to pay for anything, any expense that is related to the show. Obviously, they have to pay for that. Now, in regards to her claim that she was badgered into it, it's hard to say. Once again, it's her word against theirs. It's a pretty significant claim. However, if you watch some of the scenes on the show, it's hard really to say that because it just feels like she was into Ryan, or at least was interested by him. She's saying it was all fake. I'm not exactly sure. Look, I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys buy Stephanie's side of the story? Do you guys think that basically she was just badgered into it, and you know, the whole thing was fake? And first of all, do you think that Stephanie was right? Do you think that the actions that we saw unfold this past Sunday qualify as rape? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This is what Stephanie said. So let me know what you guys think. Look, guys, this is it's an active case, and basically she just started her lawsuit according to her, if it is true. And so we will keep an eye out for it, and I will let you guys know what happened. You guys let me know your thoughts on this. It's a pretty hot story. It's a pretty, like I said, it's going to be a divisive story. Some people will feel one thing, some people will feel another. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and flick on that bell for the notifications. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.